Todd Southervong is hauling a full load of cars out of the marine terminal lot in National City. He's been a car hauler since 2007.
It was tough, yes.
Up until recently, regular trips and a full load have been a rarity because of pandemic supply chain issues and a chip shortage.
Well, we barely have work. We've been dropping about 1-2 cars here. To make it full load, we got to go about 5 drops. Yeah.
And how has it been lately?
It has been all right for the last 2 months. It's been picking up for the last 2 months. And from now, I don't know, but for the last 2 months, it's been picking up.
He now does an average of 2 full loads a day. This one is headed for Santa Ana. Just a few miles away is the Mile of Cars, one of the oldest car associations in the country. It was started in the 1900s.
It's clearly an institution in the city.
National City's city manager Brad Ralston says it's not only an institution in a city, it and other car dealerships also help bring in about $10 million a year, a big part of the city's revenue that provides services like public safety.
From a quarter to a third of our sales tax revenue that we depend on to provide core services. When COVID, actually hit, there was a significant, decrease, of course. And when I say significant, I would say, 40 to 50% of a decrease.
He says, fortunately, the dealership supplemented with used car sales, and that decrease only lasted about a quarter. Now they're seeing a steady 3 to 5% increase in that revenue.
So when we look at the data, it's impossible to segregate new cars versus used cars.
You thought 2008, 2009 was crazy when GM and Chrysler filed for bankruptcy and sales dropped 50% and said, nothing like that craziness could ever happen in my career again.
Brian Moss, the president of the California New Car Dealers Association, has seen a lot in the more than 2 decades he's worked in the auto industry. But then, he says, COVID broke everything.
There's not enough inventory to go around. You're waiting days or weeks or months for particular vehicles. Prices are going crazy, both in used cars and new cars. It's really unprecedented.
He says the overall picture with new car sales has stabilized somewhat despite the initial drop, but now they're about 10 to 15% below pre-pandemic levels.
That's not because there isn't demand. There's significant demand for vehicles, which is why you've seen the price of new cars go up considerably over the last several months or a year and a half. But it's really a question of not having the supply of cars to fulfill the needs of consumers.
Moss says while we may have seen rows and rows of new trucks at the port in National City, not all makes and models are having the same luck when it comes to supplies, and that may continue to be an issue through 2023. But he's optimistic, especially when it comes to prices.
Hopefully we can get through it and get to a little bit more normalcy in the coming months.
And that will be a good thing, not just for customers, but for car haulers like Todd and cities like National City, relying on this industry. Kitty Alvarado, KPBS News.